fault.
Wow. That's deep.
Yeah, because
That's
once
deep.
again, it's about, and I know we're talking about relationships and things, but once again, being a black man is hard,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And it's
It
things
is,
that
you
we
know,
deal with that people don't understand.
And as I got older, I become more in tune with my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And like my wife will tell you, I can be watching a movie, and if I see something in there, tears will well up. Or if I'm doing like a wedding or something, if I'm doing a wedding, like I see the happiness, I'll get all emotional and everything, and I'll find myself doing what you do. Go ahead, I'm all right, I'm all
You
right.
need a minute.
But I've noticed that I'm like, it's okay to cry.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, you need to get the emotions out. You don't want to hold all that stuff in, because when you hold it in, something is going to trigger it. And it's going to come out, and it ain't going to be good.
Right.
It's not going, because us men, once we start, it ain't going to stop it.
Right.
Once it starts, there's no stop. It's all going to come out. So, and it's funny, me and my best friend, who was my best man at my wedding, I was the best man at his wedding. He's going through something right now, and we just got on the phone. We just cried together. Like, I'm on the phone with him.
Yeah.
And we just, we were just crying, like, ooh, everything gonna be. But I'm like, yo, everything gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be okay. But I can hear it in his voice, and I'm like, yo, it's gonna be okay. But we as men also have that one word that sticks out. It begins with a P. It's called pride.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought the other P word.
That's how you word it.
My bad. I was about to say, how many letters in that? Okay.
No, we talking about that. No,
Yeah,
Shaq,
my fault.
We talking about
Yeah,
that P
I got
word,
you.
the pride word. Right? But us men, we had that pride word. You don't know how to swallow it, and some men have not been taught how to swallow it and let it go.
Right.
Unfortunately, my generation, and I've said it once, I'll say it again, I'll say it live on the air. We dropped the ball on the generations behind us now.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't shown the generations behind us how to be men, how to take care of the kids, how to, be a man, how to show your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
We missed that. Like there was guys before us that we had the uncles, the grandfathers, would sit you down, boom, sit down, hey boy, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
While this music behind you's playing, they're giving you life lessons. My generation missed that. We didn't give them life lessons, so they lost. And it pains me sometimes. It really does. I'm like, I see these cats walking around with their pants hanging off their behinds, all this other nonsense. And I'm like, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong?
Well, let me say something to that. I think because things are so different now, like you can't even really, I won't even say correct, but for lack of a better phrase, I'm going to say correct. You can't even correct or go and talk to a young person nowadays. So we can't give them that because it's not going to be received either by them or their parents or whoever their guardians are. You try to tell somebody something nowadays, I don't think we necessarily dropped the ball. I think that it's damn near dangerous to try to correct a young person today. And it could be something really, really simple, like you giving them some good game, and they don't want to hear that.
And I know we're talking about men. So
right.
As for young men, us older gentlemen, we should be sitting them down like, look, let me talk to you for a minute. There's a couple young men that I mentor. I talk to them.
Right.
And they want to be DJs. They want to know how we got into this life, how you get into playing the music, entertaining, so forth and so on. And I tell them the first thing they do is gotta show respect. That's rule number one.
Yeah.
You gotta show respect. Okay. Rule number two, be open-minded. Listen to what's going on around you. Pay attention. Just pay attention to what's going on around you. So you'll learn, because life lessons is right there. You just gotta pay attention. So for me, being a part of the Rebirth now, not just being a DJ and provide entertainment, I'm going to be listening because there's going to be lessons in that audience.
Absolutely.
That I'm going to be like, okay, I can take that. Me and my wife got something to talk about now.
Right.
Shaq's going to say something. I know I'll be listening to what he's saying. Eric's going to be saying something. You're going to be saying something. I'm going to be listening. Now, when he's playing music, I'm going to be paying attention because I want to be able to come on with my wife and go, okay, baby, am I doing that?
Right. Right.
Or are we going that direction? Because this is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. Let me rephrase that. This is the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
All right now.
So, but I still have to learn. That's why
That's right.
him being 23
Right.
years into, you know, as soon as he's at 23 years, I automatically zoomed in. Because I want to know 23 years,
love
he
it.
did something right. The key word
A
he
whole
said-
lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but the key word he
Yeah.
said was therapy. You know,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you and your wife realized something was wrong. Y'all want to
Yes.
fix it.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Most men don't do that. What we gonna say?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, it is. There's something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I'm really looking forward to this. I really am. I really am.
I love this because, again, without even trying, and you said it first, you know, you said therapy. That's when without even trying to normalize therapy, it comes out. Because we do, a lot of us, if we're not therapists, we are in therapy. And it's okay to be in therapy, right? The stigma that you
You're
gotta be
crazy.
crazy, or,
Yeah.
or
It's
the
gone.
other thing,
Yeah.
don't tell everybody your business. What happens in this house stays in this house.
Right.
You know, all those things that we kind of grew up on. I mean, we need people that don't know us to be able to sit down
Right.
and actually,
Right.
you know, just run some stuff through. 9 times out of 10, you do have your own answers. We're just there to kind of guide you on
Yeah.
some
Right.
things, right? And I think too, a lot of people don't realize how much trauma has changed or showed up in their lives. And they don't realize that it's trauma because they've normalized it.
Yeah.
So the things that has happened to you as a child or things that you may have seen, you've normalized it that you don't even realize that it's a part of your makeup.
Right.
It's part of why you respond the way that you respond.
Yeah.
It's the part of why you stay to yourself and you do isolate. So, you know, when anyone comes into the office and they say, if I ask them, you know, do you have any trauma? And they say no, especially if they're black, I'm like, we were born in a trauma. you have trauma, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So let me sit down and help you understand what it looks like because it was probably normalized. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think to answer the question, I think you touched on it. You know, black men have feelings, which is true. But I think the other part of it is that we don't want to talk about our feelings, right? I think that we hear a lot like black men, we don't want to talk, or we shut down, or we don't believe in this. I think that we do want to talk, right? But we're just afraid, or we have there's an opportunity for you to listen to what's being said and stop challenging everything, right?
And judging.
And judging, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's the other misconception is not one, to your point, we don't have feelings, but the other one is that yes, we do, and we want to tell you, right? But we just need you to listen to what's being said to us, right? Because for so long, to your point, we go out, scrape our knee, stop that crying, we gotta cry.
Right,
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Or, you know,
Suppressed.
you're disappointed that you got a bad grade, or you disappointed that you didn't get with this girl, or you disappointed that you can't go nowhere and share those feelings. We've been taught very young to suppress. And we try to get it out, and we try to get it out, and you just keep suppressing.
Right.
And the only time that you send to listen is when it's too late.
Oh, it's too late.
When we're
Exactly.
cheating on
Yeah.
you, when he done went upside your head, when he left you, when it's gonna come out some type of way, right? So I think the thing for us is that number one, not only from a woman's perspective, but we have to make sure that we are being serious about being heard as well. And sometimes we have to set the stage on what that looks like. And to your point earlier, right? Like we have to talk to our kids. I remember my son did something with his sister the other day, and I was proud of him. I didn't say it in the room, right? But I texted him when he had to leave out the house and go to work. And I texted him. I said, "Yo, I'm proud of you." He's like, "What did I do?" Right? And I said, "You know, you went over and hugged because they were in their little disagreement, right?" And he went over and hugged his sister, and he said, "Oh, that ain't nothing." And I stopped him. I said, "No, that is something.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that." And part of you as a young man didn't want to do that because you didn't know if she was going to receive it or not.
Right.
But you did it anyway. So I want him to start to recognize that you are putting your pride to the side and doing things not only just for anybody, but that's your sister, and vice versa.
And that was a sensitive moment, and you acknowledged that for him, and it wasn't a shameful thing.
Not at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
important. I think that's what a lot of us, I can speak for me, I think a lot of us, I miss that.
Yeah.
Like, cause and being raised by women, they want to make sure you're not soft. I think they're tougher on you than when you have your dad around. Cause if it's a single mom, she want to make sure you're not soft.
Yeah.
And being told certain things by your woman or by your mother or your older sisters and stuff like that, you can't be soft, don't be acting like no girl. That stuff really, and once you get to a certain point, you have no sensitivity to give to nothing. So I think we have to really be careful, women in particular, from that perspective. You know, don't make your sons too hard. In the event of not keeping them, you don't want them to be soft, so you just go overboard with it. I think women do sometimes.
And I was listening to this thing. I don't know if y'all caught the Breakfast Club interview with Tyrese. It's what I know it went left, right? But in his antics, Tyrese always dropped something that you should listen to, right? Because the inside of his trauma, and he said it, right? You guys sit up here, talk about mental health, Charlamagne, talk about mental health, DJ Envy, you got 18 kids, and your wife is this and this and that. But when I was going through my trauma, y'all make fun of me, right? And yeah, I'm on TV and there's a meme and what do you want from me and congratulations and all this other stuff. But when it came time to care for me, you made a mockery of it in front of millions of people.
Wow.
And one of the things that he shared towards the end of the interview, he says, why can't men talk about the fact that he had a gag on her, he's going through a divorce, he had a gag on her.
Yeah.
And he said, now I'm going to talk about it, but now everybody doesn't want to hear me. But when Mary J's going through her drama, Jasmine Sullivan's going through their drama, this one's SZA's going through her drama, y'all will fill up an arena.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wow.
Talk
That's
about
deep.
their trauma.
That's
But
true.
when a man
Man,
does it,
Shannon.
That's
there's an issue,
deep.
right?
That's true.
So when he said that, I'm like, that's so true.
It is. It's true.
Wow.
Everybody say
You
Mary
go.
J. Blige come with her best music when she going through
Yeah.
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when you think about some of the things that men go through and they put it in, whatever, regardless of where they put it out, that was telling. And I'm like, yeah, you will fill up to listen to a woman talk about her pain.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a man,
That's true.
like, nope. Then we resort to talking about all kinds of stuff that you don't want to hear about, right?
Yeah.
So I think we have to figure that out.
That's true, man. That is so true.
Yep.
Misconceptions about the black man.
Yeah. So guys, I think one of the things that has come up is that when men get together, that they don't talk about like deep stuff like we're talking about now. Like it's more surface stuff. How do you feel? And I know all of you seem like you can open up and be vulnerable, but how do you feel out if it's safe to talk to another brother about things? Like how do you know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a group of men and these type of topics start to come up, like what is it safe for you to share, or do we keep it surface?
I think for me, I look at how you move when we ain't having a conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
How respectful are you of yourself? How you respectful are you of any other type of conversation? Are you always joking all the time? How you just carry yourself will tell me whether I'm able to, what kind of conversation or how serious I should take you or not take you, right? And I think those are the things that I always pay attention to. And sometimes I don't get it right all the time, right? Because sometimes you'll discredit somebody when they're just having a moment of being silly or having a good time, and I take that from them like, I ain't gonna talk to this person again or whatever, right? But I think that sometimes we have to make sure that my brother always used to say, sometimes you have to show your serious side. Everybody playing. And you can't allow everybody to see you joking all the time because you have to have a serious moment. So I think to answer the question, I think it's, for me, is I watch how you carry yourself inside of when we're not having a serious conversation, and also how vulnerable are you with your business, right? Because if you're willing to just listen to me, but you're not being able to share, there has to be some type of connectivity between that too. So if you're willing to share, then I may be willing to share a little bit, we build based off of that.
Mishak, what's your thoughts?
Me? It hit a lot of things right on. For me, I mean, guys, we have to be able to trust that person, right? And it comes down to the character of the person as well. So me, honestly, I'm not really gonna be around you too much having any deep conversations if I don't believe in the person that you are anyway. So in terms of my closest friends, like I had a friend on the phone today and I forgot why conversation started, but it turned into a super deep conversation where he was on the phone crying. You know what I'm saying? Not because something super bad happened, but just because we were sharing emotions and that's how he felt, right? And obviously he felt comfortable enough with me to do that because I wasn't like, yo, what's up? Get off my phone with this foolishness. You know what I'm saying? We just sat there and talked. So I think once you do identify those people, right? Because once again, for some guys, their friends are their only forms of therapy. They listen, and your man be like, oh, all right, well, just do this. And they like, oh, check.
Yeah.
I got my therapy, but that's not the case, right? So it's hard for us to open up but once you find those, you have those true friends and all that. I mean, and once again, you cannot keep it inside. Right? I know we're talking about men, but it's women too. No matter what, if you keep it inside and it festers, it's gonna come out and explode in some sort of way. And usually it's a negative effect.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I got one friend like that too. I can just pick up the phone, bust it up, we talk, I can be myself. I have to be, what up, boy? DJ Tim Dog, I gotta be Tim.
Right.
And if something's on my mind, I can talk to him and get honest advice. And I find myself same way. I got friends that actually call me and be like, Tim, this is what's going on. I'm like, all right, well, okay. And we can just sit there and just talk about it, And it feels good to be able to talk to somebody who can understand what you're going through.
Right.
Because you got some people, well, some of your boys, like you said, like they joking around and they like, okay, I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Because you're not
Right,
in a
right.
good space yourself. So why am I sitting here and pour my heart into you and you over here talking about some nonsense? I don't want to hear that, So, but yeah, you got to keep. I would say for me, and this is me personally, I have a small circle. Like I know a lot of people, but I got 5 friends, like true friends. Like those are the dudes that I can talk to, and those are the cats that know me. Those are the cats that know who I am, and what I've gone through, and what I'm going through, what I'm getting ready to go through, and what I've been going through. It's emotional. Like a conversation is emotional. I've cried. I've asked, am I doing something wrong? And then they'll tell me the truth. Like, nah, you effing up. If I'm messing, no, it's not it's you. It's you.
Hold you accountable.
You the one. So I have a saying that I've been saying ever since my children were born. When you wake up in the morning, well, I've started. When you wake up in the morning, my wife will tell you, I say, you see 2 people. My wife, when I go to use the bathroom, the mirror, I see myself. So whatever decisions I make in that 24 hours, it's on me. Good, bad, and different, it's on me. I can't blame nobody else but me. And as men, I feel like we should be accountable. If you mess up, just be accountable. Okay, I screwed up. Most men, if we put 10 men in this room right now, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 won't admit it. They won't. Because then they, like you said earlier, they're gonna be judged, they're gonna be looking at them differently. No, if you messed up, just admit, okay, I messed up. This is what I did. Don't ask me why I did it, because 9 times out of 10 we don't even know why we did it.
Right.
We don't. We just did something stupid. That's
what we do.
We just did something stupid, and then you be like this. Like that. Now you asking yourself. Now you having a conversation with yourself. I do something stupid.
Right.
Don't.
Yeah.
As men, as you get older, you start having these conversations. Cause I have these conversations with myself all the time. I do. I be in my car. Like if my car can talk, I'll be like, my car can talk. My car can talk. I'll be like, But at the end of the day, I'm like, okay. But it's made me a better person.
Yeah.
And hopefully, God willing, I'll see the number 60 in 3 years, and I'm going to take it to the next level. I got my peace. I call my wife my peace. I needed that.
Nice.
I needed that. As a man, I needed that. Because I was everywhere. Like I said, I was almost DJ Tim Dog 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No, I gotta find Tim. Tim's not peace. I was missing that piece.
Right.
I found it in Veronica. Veronica is my peace. So now my gap is closing. I feel more spiritual. I started going to church more. Started reading the Word more. Me and my wife do Bible study on Tuesday nights.
Oh, nice.
Things that if I was a guy,
right,
I wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
But as a man,
okay,
I'm starting to do it.
All right.
That's what's up.
So I'm looking forward to seeing the men in the room again for this event.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it because I want to see what men
are doing and
what men are doing in the room. Because there's a difference. You can be a guy all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a man. And that's not just saying, okay, a man's gonna stand on his 2 feet, take care of his family, all that.
Mhm.
That's part of being a man.
Right.
When it comes to the feelings part, that's where it gets tricky.
Mhm.
Because most men don't want to talk.
Absolutely.
We don't want to talk. We brush it
Yeah.
off. We rather sit there and drink a Heineken, you know.
Yeah.
And she's sitting around the house and she mad, you know, because you're not talking to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, me, she say, baby, can we talk? Click, TV goes off.
Mhm.
You got my full attention.
I think the other people, you know, for women out there, like, y'all are our biggest teachers,
Yeah, this is true.
right? And don't believe that we don't want to talk. As I was saying earlier, we want to talk, right? But you are our biggest teachers. And when women show up, and listen,
Mhm.
but you
Right.
need to show up.
Oh yeah, my wife tells me, I
Right.
listen all the time. She'll
You know
tell me
what I
some
mean?
things, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, I think the, you know, one of the things I always took away from, you know, I pull it from all kinds of walks of life. Chris Rock said, the only people that get love unconditionally are pets and kids.
Woo. Any truth to that?
Right? If you think about that, right? And men are loved based off of what they provide.
I've heard that before.
I think there's
I've
some
heard
truth
that
to. I mean, in certain
Most
circumstances,
definitely.
there's some truth to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the last thing I heard actually last week, and this guy was talking, he said, you know, men aren't told their value, their true value, until the tally marks are done being taken, which is usually after dinner.
Right.
When
Wow.
you're sick.
Wow.
Hey, you know,
That's
Dad,
deep.
man, Dad was this, or Uncle Joe was X, and things like that, and now, like, right?
You know something? I heard this over the weekend. This brother that was on the panel I was on, he said that every 6 months, and his son was there. His son's like 30 now, older gentleman. He said every 6 months, he said he had his son stand up. He says, "What did I ask you every 6 months since you were like 5 or 6? And he, am I being a good dad?" And he said he asked his son that every 6 months. Even now, his son's in his early 30s, like. And he said that's how he took stock and inventory over what he was to his son and any adjustments he felt like he may have needed to make from that one simple question. And I was like, I'm gonna incorporate that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's because I think sometimes we take for granted because we're the authority figure. You know, so you just kind of do what I say and do it how I say do it. But I think we need to know in order to be better. Even when I like, what kind of boyfriend am I? What kind of husband am I? I think all these questions need to be asked periodically so we can take stock of what we're doing and how we can improve. And that really made me think when he said that. I was like, I gotta put that in my life.
That's a question that I worded. How are you experiencing me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, life may not be how they're receiving you. So I
Right.
think every now and again you do need to, you know, your circle. You know, you need to ask. You know, how are you experiencing me? You know,
Yeah.
your kids, your wife, your friends. You know, because listen, you think you're doing one thing and they may be getting another, and you know, accountability is important.
It's like a text message.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said it, this is what you mean, but on the other end, they're like, oh, no, caps, well, you too.
Right,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Who you talking to?
Exactly.
It really
Yeah.
is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause my wife said, I said something the other day, and she said, my tone of voice came on aggressive. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, baby, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Mhm.
That's not what I meant.
Right.
You know, but she said it was a little aggressive. So I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. So I
Yeah.
had to, you know, bring it down. So I appreciate her catching little things like that. You
Mhm.
know, again, we learning, the learning curve.
But
Yes.
you were open to hear that.
Yes,
Because your response could have been, I'm not being aggressive, you just being soft
Right,
or
right.
you know, whatever.
Right,
You know, and that could have been a whole full blown
Mhm.
argument.
Yeah.
Right? So you smiling over there, Meshach.
No,
What you
I was thinking something on the topic, but kind of off a topic,
Uh-huh.
right? Because we started off talking about, you know, men that you feel comfortable talking to,
Mhm.
right? And we talked about the fact that we were taught to suppress our emotions. And it's cool now that things are shifting, the dynamic is changing, because even now with like some of my friends, we'll be getting off the phone and they'll be like, yo, I love you, bro.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, I love
it's a
you
lot
too.
more of that nowadays.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these is grown ass
Yeah.
Yeah.
men,
Yeah.
like tough dudes. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like we just open to say that to each other now, and I think that's good. Like there's nothing wrong with it. Back then, it's like, oh man, you know,
Right.
right? But
Right.
now it's shifting. So I, you know,
Yeah.
shout out to
I
all my
love that.
friends, man. I love y'all, man.
I
All my
love
peoples, I love y'all. For real.
I think that too has to do with us getting older and appreciating what people bring to our lives. You know what I'm saying? I think when you're young, you're not you see your boys every day. You're not saying I love you when we depart and go our separate ways.
Hell no.
But now I think, you know, at my age right now, I just appreciate things and people even more. So I want to express that to them. So I think it's a part of getting older too.
And it goes back to what Corey said too, right? So many times we wait to express and give flowers to people when they're dead.
Right.
And as we get older, we see so many of our peoples passing away.
Yeah.
Right? So now it becomes a reality check, right? Because when I was younger, the first time I was 16 years old when one of my first friends got killed, right? But it wasn't as frequent, right? So it doesn't really resonate the same way. But now when time you speak to your friend in front, you be like, yo, bro, I love you, man.
Yeah.
Just in case I don't see you, you know what I'm saying? Or it's the last time we talking. So yeah, man, that age and you getting up there, that reality check, you going to funerals, it'll change you around.
Yeah.
You know, or when you get sick and stuff. A lot of people, COVID and whatever, it changed them. Like, you know what, I gotta be different. I just want to tell you, man, I love you. You know what I'm saying? And there is no way in the world that saying I love you to a person can ever be wrong.
Right, absolutely.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't know. You just save somebody's life by saying that. You know, so many people walk around feeling unloved because they don't love themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is important, right? That self-love is important in order to even be able to love you and all of that. You have to love yourself first to be able to even give that. So that's also important. There's a question that I asked on, I can't remember, it might have been the last one that we did. And I asked all the men, and you know, that's how we can kind of like, I guess, end it tonight is, what is it that you need as a man from a woman? What is the most important thing that you need
P
as a
word,
man
don't
from
Pride, it's pride. It's pride. It's the P word, it's pride. I'm sorry. Y'all know y'all can't put me on the air, man. Sorry, go ahead. Oh,
That's not.
hey, it was in my top 3 for my therapist. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's a love language.
Veronica says, I like that. How are you experiencing me? Gonna use that.
That's fine.
Love it.
Well,
Love
listen,
it.
I'll go first. So
Okay.
years ago, I coined this phrase: peace. There are 3 things I need: peace, support, and
Okay.
and as vulgar as it sounds, and the last P.
Yeah, pride.
Okay.
Yeah. Pride seat. You little pride seat. Most stressful thing. When I come home, I want to have peace in my house. Now I know that there's certain things that I have to do to make sure that peace is there waiting for me. I can't back here ragging and BS and then except to come home and have peace. But I need home and support. Who doesn't want to be supported? Who doesn't want to be encouraged? Who doesn't want to be told, just the little things. Have a good day. I love you. Mwah. Go about your way. And like what you said to your point about sometimes there's nothing to talk about because we talk all day. There's a text. And to your point about the Chris Rock thing, he further said that our parents had more to talk about because they didn't talk all day because once he went to work, you can't call him to the job. There was no cell phone. So you only
10 hours.
they only came
Call
on
my
the floor.
job, get me fired. Don't
Yeah,
call his job.
they only came to the floor to get you.
Yeah.
There was an emergency.
If one of these kids ain't died, do not call his job.
8-9 hours later, you actually have something to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's real talk, though, and we talk all day with our mates through phone. Anyway, so the support is definitely important, and as I need to be supporting you also. And the last part, I think when you've been married for when you've been married for a long time, we do take things for granted. And if we were 2 porn stars in the early 2000s, there's no reason without some kind of physical impairment or problems. We should be like that in the 2020s. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know real life gets in the way. You got children, you got work, you're tired. But I think making each other a priority, physically as well as mentally and emotionally, is just as important. I think we focus on those other 2 things and not that physical part. I want to make sure my woman is mentally healthy, she's physically okay, she's getting her appointments and all of that. But we forget about that physical part. That's important.
Okay.
I shouldn't have to handle myself.
All right. Okay.
All right.
Corey.
I'm saying.
I'm about to say out there. She's
Number one.
Damn.
What do you need from a woman?
You said one thing, right?
I did.
I know,
I gave 3.
My
so
bad,
it's all
my
good.
bad.
It's all good. They all pull together. I think the one thing that I would say is respect. And I think if all things blossom from respect. I think if you respect me, your ear is different when you talk to me, or when I'm talking to you. You respect me when you go to God. You mention me. I think when you respect me, you know how to talk to me. You know how to deal with me. So I think that would be the one thing. You know, you talk about women want to be loved, and men want to be respected.
That's good. Good.
So it is hard just to say one, but if I had to say one, besides pride,
Privacy.
besides that privacy,
That's a shirt. You gotta throw the shirt.
That's a shirt to put up.
Yo,
Privacy. What do you mean? Privacy.
So listen, if I
T-shirt.
since it's so hard to say just one, if I had to choose just one for me, I would say it's probably going to be reciprocity, right? Because
That's good.
that's an umbrella that captures so many things, right? Because we all have these different love languages. We have these different things that we want from each other. But if the relationship is reciprocal, then at least I know you're not going to be doing the shit to me you don't want me to do to you.
Right.
And vice
Right.
versa. So
Right.
if I had to pick one, it's going to be reciprocal. Because, you know, women a lot of times, I'm your wife, so this then it's just this and the third. And all right, we'll take that same energy. I'm your husband. It's just this, that, and the third. And I think if you go like that, it just,
That's good.
it. Thank you.
Good. That's good. All right, Tim.
For me, it's like I said, it's peace. I found my peace with her. Roddy knows. Everybody knows that knows us. That's my peace. I needed that, and she gives me that. Now we've added the spiritual part to it all, which is making it even better. Like now, my wife is very, very spiritual. She really is. So I had to learn that love language. I had to learn how to embrace her spirituality. So that's why we were like, okay, well, I'm not doing anything on Tuesday nights now, because I was doing something on Tuesday nights. I'm like, okay, Tuesday nights is Bible study night. So, we sit back and she's showing me different passages of the Bible, and it feels good to be with her. I feel that peace, that calm, that's what I was missing. And so for me, that's
good. I like that.
I have a question.
I love that.
I know,
Go ahead.
30 seconds. Since we got a DJ here, and y'all are seasoned folks, especially when it comes to music.
Where's this going?
Ready?
Yeah.
So Luther Vandross made a song, Only for One Night.
Yes.
That's my favorite song.
What was the song about?
Pride.
Pricey.
I'm sorry.
He was actually nowhere,
He
man.
was actually trying to get to know that young lady, and he wanted to get to know her, but he only had one night to do it. That's why he said, "Let me hold you tight, if only for one night. Let me hold you near, ease away your fears." So he was saying, I want to get to know not the physical part of you. I want to get to know the spiritual, the mental part of you, just for one night. Just one night.
We had a whole debate, and somebody was like, "Oh, he's talking about cheating, side piece." I'm like, "What?"
No.
Oh, I never got that from that
Me
song.
either, right?
No.
So I didn't think that ever at all, right? But I thought exactly if I had one night.
That's classic mental stimulation,
It
which
was.
leads to.
Pricey. That's how me saying it there.
That's classic mental. The way Tim described it, that's mental stimulation. Right there. All of that, that gets you to the price.
And if you listen to a lot of the lyrics that a lot of the artists behind me wrote, it was really love.
Yeah.
Man, it's just
Oh,
love,
yeah.
But you had to get through the words.
Yeah.
And you like some of the lyrics, some of the stuff, like the Token Book album, You and I, here we are. On earth together, it's you and I.
Wow.
God has made us fall in love. This is true. I'm like this.
That's dope. James Brown had one.
What do you say?
I feel good. That wasn't one? No, my fault.
Listen, oh man, this is what you guys can expect on October 30th.
I cannot
It's
wait.
going down.
I can see
It's
his ass
going
stuff
down.
down. Be like, yo, dog, I ain't know.
I'm not gonna even quote Pimp C.
I love it.
Go on and wrap it up. I ain't no pleasant fee.
No, it was somebody else that you liked.
It was Pimp
Who's
C.
rapping?
I always talk about Pimp Underground Kings. That's my mentor.
Oh
When I
my
was
God,
younger.
your mentor.
Yeah, when I was younger.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, so we're gonna go around. Is there any last minute things you guys want to share? I know Shaq, you got a lot of things coming up,
snap.
and Tim, you have some things coming up. So share, put it out there where people can find you, what's happening, what's going on.
Okay. You can find me on all social media platforms. Radio Shack. That's RADIOSHACH. We are in the midst right now of HBCU week. So shout out to all my HBCU alumni, everybody that's in town. Like today was the 5K run. Tomorrow is going to be the happy hour. And then, no, tomorrow's Tuesday. Excuse
Wednesday.
me. Tomorrow is the middle school college tour down at Del State,
Okay.
which is very good because they're getting younger kids involved in the whole
Yeah,
process and let
nice.
them see
Yeah,
what
that's
it's going to HBCU. Then Wednesday we got the happy hour in front of Deco. Wednesday night is the concert
What time
at
is
the
that?
Queen. Deco is happy hour time, like 5 to 7, 4
Okay.
to 7, around that time, right?
That's
Come through,
Wednesday.
Let's
pull
go
up, right? And then after that is the concert, Fabulous and Monica at the Queen,
Okay.
right? So that's Thursday. Excuse me, so you threw me off. So that was Wednesday. So Thursday we do have, I will be on the panel discussion for my HBCU experience. I'll be talking to the students at Howard. So shout out to all my
Awesome.
Howard Wildcats. I'll be there Thursday morning talking to y'all about all the benefits of attending the historic city. And then Thursday evening at the Wilmington Public Library is a conversation about social justice with the founder and CEO Ashley Christopher, and she's going to be sitting down with Ben Crump,
Oh wow.
right?
Wow.
So a
Okay.
lot of people, and that's going to be right at the library, right? That's Thursday.
Civil rights lawyer, big
Civil rights lawyer Ben Crump will be in the building talking to our lawyer, Ashley Christopher,
Mhm.
right? And then Friday morning is the college fair, right? At the end of the day, when you look at statistically in 2022, they offered over $22 million in scholarships.
Mhm.
Wow.
22 million in just 1 year,
That's awesome.
right? So the impact that HBCU Week is having on the community,
Yeah.
on HBCUs as a whole, is just super dope, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. At the
Yeah.
college fair, I will be doing live interviews,
Right.
right? NBA draft style, because you got these kids winning scholarships and everything. We want
Yeah.
to talk to them.
That's
We
right.
want to feel what they feel and talk to some of their parents.
Absolutely.
Talk to the corporate partners, talk to the organizers. So we just capture that whole energy,
Nice.
right? And just really quick on the college fair, this is going to be the first year also that they're taking it to Atlanta. So I know you just came back from
Oh
the
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eli. So October 6th, the college fair will be down in Atlanta.
Nice.
And you have Friday is the comedy show at the Queen with Bill Bellamy.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Then you have
There's a lot going on.
I know.
Saturday is the day party in front of Deco. And then Sunday is the Battle of the Bands at Frawley Stadium.
Right.
Right.
So what's going on Wednesday again?
Wednesday is going to be the happy
Happy
hour
hour.
at Deco, and then
Okay,
the concert
okay.
is
All
the
right, all right.
Queen. So everything is
Gotcha.
right there. And then Sunday, after all of the official HBCU events are closed, me and one of my good friends, Trippy Congo, we
Mhm.
are doing an event called Sold Out Sunday. It is for the grown folks,
Yes.
HBCU alumni. We're not just sitting around and drinking. No, we are singing, we dancing, we're partying. We're just gonna enjoy life. So this has turned into the biggest Black week in the state of Delaware.
I know that's right.
Wow. That's dope.
HBCU week is the biggest Black week in the state of Delaware. So we're in it right now, and it's really quick because I know, but it is a lot of stuff I got going on. I just got to shout out a couple more things, right?
fine.
So the 25th, I will be talking to the launcher program at Wilmington University, talking about small businesses and just giving them some tips.
Okay.
Then October 6th is October the 7th is the All Hip Hop Cultural Summit. So allhiphop.com, they are founded by people in Delaware. Shout out to Grouchy Greg, shout out to Chuck.
Okay.
right? So they are gonna be doing the all hip hop because it's the 50th anniversary of
Right.
hip hop.
Right.
They're doing an all hip hop cultural summit at the Delaware Arts Museum.
Okay.
I am the host of that event, so I will be there just sharing. You know, I grew up in the Bronx, so hip hop is my
Yeah.
life. So I'm a part of that. Then October 13th, of course, is Rebirth Live. At the
Yes,
Theater
sir.
Inn. I will be as a part of that as well. Then we got Dell State Homecoming coming up.
Yep,
We got
I'll
a
be there.
whole weekend of events. Then I will be the master of ceremonies at the True Access Capital 2023 annual
Booked
meeting.
and busy.
So we just out here rocking and rolling. I appreciate everyone. And you know what? The last thing, because you mentioned mentorship.
Yes.
I will be announcing, well, I guess not announcing, I couldn't say it here too.
Yeah.
I will be the new brand ambassador for Big Brothers Big Sisters in Delaware. Right? So I am going to be reaching out to all my peoples. Like,
That's
we
what's
need
up.
bigs. Like, mentoring is key. I grew up
Absolutely.
in a single parent household, and I knew how hard it was for my mom to just do it herself. And I just don't want to be, I want to be able to help other kids.
Yeah.
Right? I know a lot of great people in this community who has time that they can help somebody who doesn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing that really made me want to be a part of it is back when my son was in high school, he went to St. Andrews. And I think I told the story here. And I went, they were playing against Ferris. And I went because I was scared for him. Like, my little light-skinned son is not going to be in Ferris by himself. He got good hair. I don't want nothing to happen. I'm going. And as I'm sitting there, one of the players on the other team on Ferris came up to me and was like, "Hey, coach." So I had coached him and my son on the same team when they were 12 years old.
Wow.
But now here my son is playing for St. Andrews, and here you are playing for Ferris. It doesn't mean that young man was bad.
Right.
That same young man, when I look back at it now, if it wasn't his mom's picking him up from practice, it was nobody. So our youth, especially in our community, needs positive role models and leadership.
Yep.
And I'm here because we're about to get it popping.
Yes.
We are going to make being a big deal.
Yeah.
And we are going to uplift our community together. We don't need nobody else to do it. We can do it ourselves. So shout out to Anya, Ronique, and everybody, man. I'm just happy to be a part of that movement.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Sure. All right.
My thing is, everybody that's listening, go out and buy your tickets for Rebirth on the 13th.
Yes.
Everybody, we don't ask for support a lot. However, we're going to get comfortable doing it. Go out and buy your tickets. Have a good time. Come show out and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So, number 4.
Tell them where they can get them tickets.
RebirthU.com.
All right, so I'm sorry, I just got one thing I did forget. This Thursday is the happy hour. So they're also doing a happy hour. My man SWAT Dog is going to be at the, I believe, the Chris Arts Museum. Damn, I got to get that flyer. This Thursday, man, go check my page. We're going to put it out there as the happy hour.
Okay.
So after the social justice at the library, my man SWAT Dog, he's one of my partners.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's going to be doing something. I forgot that. Thank you, Tiffany, for reminding me. Appreciate you.
All
SWAT,
right.
don't get
we
at
can
me.
find all this stuff on your
Of course,
your
Radio
page,
Shack.
right?
You already know.
Yeah.
For me,
Tim.
yeah, you know me. I got a lot of private things going on, but October the 7th is a busy day for myself because I have the honor and pleasure of providing entertainment, me and my staff, for Mr. Leonard Young, who owns DelwareBlack.com,
Nice.
who
Nice.
just now owns the only black-owned campground in the entire state of
right.
Delaware.
Oh, yeah, I heard
Which
that.
I got married
Yes.
down there. Yes, I got married
Yes.
on the ride.
Congratulations.
So,
yeah.
Gunner ride downstate.
Yeah, right. Yes.
It's now black owned.
It's black-owned.
Yep.
Yes.
Black
Oh, wow.
owned. Shout out to Leonard Young.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steffi.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yes.
Shout out to that 90s when I used to go down there.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, so, that's going to be the grand opening on Saturday, October the 7th.
That's what's up.
It's going to be all day affair, and then of course we're doing an after party that night. Myself, band Tracy A and the A-List is going to be performing with me. We got some more special guests coming through. Please come on down, support this man. This man is the only black-owned campground in the state of
That is
As
awesome.
a matter of fact, in the area. So looking forward to that. The next event I have after that, I just got asked last week. For all my grown folks, I got the annual senior ball at the Chase Center.
All
So-
right.
I asked him a special guest DJ last year,
Uh-huh.
and they were like, "Tim, we'd rather have you than the band." I was like, "Okay." So I was like, so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to performing for them, and then got some other things going on. So of course y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, also.
Nice.
So again, but I'm really looking forward to the October 7th event because I just did an event over in Salem, New Jersey, in August where I got a chance to open up for After Seven and Average White Band and
Oh yeah,
some other,
I was.
yeah, I was a headline DJ for that, and what got us was Salem County made us shut down at 10 o'clock. We were like, this ain't gonna happen again, not over here. So I contacted Leonard. Leonard was like, I'll do it right here.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked to King County. King County like, y'all place one you want. I got married on Memorial Day weekend of this year. The following week, which was the first weekend in June, the country guy that lives downstate, you know what I'm talking about? He did a show there. 1,500 people was out there.
It was jam packed
Yeah.
up there every year for
1,500
that.
people out there.
Yeah.
And this man hit the stage at 10:15. He didn't get on stage till like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And they performed.
Anthology.
Yeah.
Yeah, he performed down there. So I mean,
He's from Essex area.
He's from
Milton.
Yeah.
He's from Milton, somewhere down that area.
Yeah.
But the campground has a pool, outdoor pool.
Yep.
It has an arena hall.
2 stages.
It's 2 stages, big RVs, 15 cabins. October 7th, I know, like I said, there's a lot going on that weekend. So if you're looking for something different to do,
Right.
you want to come on down, support the black man.
Yep.
By all means, please. I'm going down.
I gotta put all that.
And like I
stuff on
always
my
say,
calendar.
people follow me. I'm gonna light that joint up.
Take that, Lounge Pond State Park.
Sure.
It's your little campground.
We got a black park now.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
We're gonna close late. No, I'm playing.
Let me say this. October 13th, listen, go on and grab those tickets. For anybody who's ever been on this show, who's come on here and promoted their plays,
Yes.
their podcast, for anybody who's ever come on here and you've had the opportunity to talk about whatever you have going on, buy a ticket. Now's your time to support us.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that Shay does every week, she brings people on here and we try to highlight black people doing great things in the community, no matter what your program is. So listen, now is your time to return the favor. October 13th, buy your ticket for Rebirth at rebirthu.com, the letter u.com. Get that ticket, man. It's going to be a great time. Look at the people here in this room with us.
Yeah.
And we have more, a lot more. So get those tickets, man.
Yeah. I want to shout out the brothers that could not make it tonight. Shout out to Marquise Elliott. He will also be on the panel. Shout out to Eric Robinson. He will also be on the panel. Shout out to Brian B. Wright. He's a great speaker as well. He will be on the panel. Bishop Rob Lewis.
My guy.
And shout out to Josh, also known as Yoda. So he will be on the panel. So again, this is the Men of Rebirth. I'm so honored and blessed to be amongst all of you guys. I really am, and thank you so much for saying yes. It means so much to me. I'm dead serious. It means so much to me that you said yes to me. And that you're supporting the vision. And I'm speaking to you as well.
Yeah.
You're supporting the vision. That just means a lot. It means the world to me. Next week we have the Women of Rebirth will be here next Monday.
Oh, man.
I don't know if everybody is going to be able to make it, but the ladies will be in the building. What can you expect at Rebirth Live? You can expect an experience. It's going to be an experience. It's going to be a vibe. People have been asking, how should I dress? You know what? Dress that's going to make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you got to be all dressed up, but dress that's going to be, come at your best. You want to feel, when you feel good, you look good, you feel good. So we're going to be, there's networking that's going to be going on. We have vendors that's going to be there. We do have 2 vendor spots available. They had booked up pretty quick. So we have 2 vendor spots available, and that information is on rebirthu.com as well. And we're just going to have a great time.
Yes.
DJ Tim Tog is going to be in the building. We have Ebony Calloway that's going to be performing. And then our panel. What'd you say?
No, go ahead.
Featuring Eli. Our panel. That is the main. That is going to be the main event. And we actually we're gonna have like 3 panels going on, so you got a lot of work ahead of you, Michelle.
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
have
know.
a all men's panel, a women's panel. We're gonna have a couples panel with singles on it. We're gonna have everybody all together, and yes, there will be time for the audience to ask questions as well. So get your tickets at rebirthyou.com.
Yes,
Yes,
let's go.
yes, yes,
Anybody
yes.
else? Is that it?
All right.
All right, guys. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. If you want to learn more about Rebirth, go to Instagram, rebirth_radio, and follow us. Thank you for everybody that came in tonight and those that will be coming next week. Until then, have a blessed week. Good night.
Hey,
Nice. Peace. Peace.
Rebirth Podcast is coming from behind the mic to a live audience. We're bringing conversation and entertainment together. Make sure you mark your calendars for October 13th. The event is happening right here at Theater Inn in Wilmington, Delaware. This event is for men and women, so we cannot wait for you to be a part of this.